Much for inviting me to give a short speech here. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, I come from Deutsche Welle. That is a German international broadcaster. Very often, if people ask me, "Oh, what is your company? What are you doing?" I say, "Well, actually, we are the German BBC." So it's pretty similar what we are doing. We are an international broadcaster. We are specializing in news and current affairs. But besides this, large part of our content is education related. And we are very proud, and this is one of the reasons why I'm here today, that we have a very close and successful cooperation with the Indira Gandhi National Open University. And so thanks to Mr. Piller, I have the chance to meet you today here and listen to the very interesting lectures. And so what we are trying to do in this is also something which Mr. Nutt already mentioned, is before the world was looking, or maybe the East was looking towards the West to see how the developed, so-called developed world is doing. And now it's really, I can tell it from my own viewpoint, we are reversing the view and we are looking more and more towards the East to learn from the East. And let me give you an example. That is, for example, in long distance or distance education. That is a form which had been pretty strong in the West as well, especially in countries like USA or Australia, that you use the TV is the presenter or presents the teacher. So actually you can teach through the TV, especially in areas which do not have access to schools or where it's not really worth having a school because there's not enough children. So the TV acts as the medium to teach. And that is something which also IGNU is doing over its distance education courses, and it's something which actually has been very, very refined in India meanwhile, and is used very often, whereas in the West we actually forgot about that medium. So information technology, actually TV also, in my opinion, is part of information technology, because it's information which you gather through technology. And so TV is a very powerful instrument, or TV productions are a very powerful instrument to teach, because they can visualize things which otherwise you find maybe more difficult. Because if you only have a blackboard and you only write things on it, or maybe you make a small drawing or whatever, you cannot perhaps really explain complex issues. But with the help of visualizing things, which IT helps you to do, or which you can also through TV can do, you can visualize things, and then it will be much easier for your students to actually remember and understand the topic. So I am very happy to be here and just share with you very shortly what Deutsche Welle is contributing in this regard. We are doing a lot of educational programs which you can watch on TV as well as on the network of IGNU, and we just would like to encourage you to remember perhaps that in your teaching, one of the strongest methods of remembering is if you visualize things. And I would like to encourage you to use these different media to make things visible for your students and so to improve their performance later in life.